Good night, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall says 10:30 on Wednesday night. Back with a couple for tomorrow. A bit later than I had planned, but got held up. We had two running today. After 50 yards in the 320th banger, you could see Not a Chance was getting stuck to the ground, not able to pull his legs up out of it. I very rarely, as I said last night, the Maller breed, I don't go for them in heavy ground, but having looked at his runs in heavy ground and at banger as well, I thought it was worth an each way play. And actually, the Green Bookie was paying 4 places, but it wasn't to be in that race. And the two that was first and second was stepping up a half a mile, and they were a bit iffy, I thought. So not to be in the first one. The second race, we had Pedley Wood. All the money was for it today. Pachacuti won for us before. Actually, I had 3 tracker horses running today. Pedley Wood and Tedley. Tedley was the one, I didn't mention his name, I said it was odds on. It was 8 to 11, and it drifted out to 11 to 8, and it held on to beat the Gamble on favourite. And the other one was Tortured Soul on tonight, but I couldn't put that up. That's the third or fourth time it has ran or won in England. I think it's 4 out of 5. We backed it a couple of times when it was with Ger Lyons in Ireland. We didn't follow. I missed it the first time in England and didn't put it up after. But Pedley Wood, if Freddie Jingle or Gingle or whatever you call him closed the door when Pachacuti went back to on the third, he was on. He rode the rail the whole way around and put it up to him to pass him to come around. It might have made a difference perhaps, but staying on again. But I don't know what happened there. He went 1 to 3 in running at one point. And the bloody forecast as well paid nearly £9, 8 to 1 for it. Not thinking clearly last night. Tomorrow there's 3 horses that have a bit tracker as well, and the 3 of them are running, and I'm going against one of them, but I might do it as a reverse forecast, and I'll tell you the reason why I'm not going for it. We'll get this first, and we'll have a spin through some of our Cheltenham bets towards the end. The 2:22, the 22 minutes past 2 race at Clonmel. I see there's an inspection at 7:30. There was terrible rain here all day and last night, floods everywhere. So I'm not sure will that go ahead. I don't know how bad the ground is down there. A horse that won on this card last year over hers was Tangental. I think we backed it actually. I forgot to double check there, but it has only ran twice over fences. One was in 2021 to the Tramore. It ran brutal when it was with Michael Butler, trained to Colin Murphy. The only thing about Colin Murphy is he had no winner since the 21st of July in Killarney last summer. We were on it actually, Gondor, and he had no winner since. But it ran pretty well, I thought, the last day at 3 miles in Navan. And second run back, we'll say, over fences after a layoff. Went well on heavy ground before, as I said, won at the track over 3 miles. It's a 3 to 1 shot with 365, 94. It'll go to 3 to 1 probably in the morning. That's number 1. Number 2 is Della Casa Lunga. We won with this last year as well. When it was in Ireland, it won at this meeting coming up in Leopardstown, we said the weekend. It was in March as well. It was 6 to 1 that day into we thought finished up at 85 to 40. We're back to the night before at 10 to 1. It was with Sam Curling at the time. Then it went over to England. stepped up and trip a couple of times there and ran all right, especially that race behind Destroy the Evidence. And the last did in at 18-1, hosed up in Ludlow at 2 miles 5. But back, let's see, we'll get the finish of it. Hadn't it prepared. Let's see it.
Around the outside into third, Let's Go to Vegas into fourth, then Regal Renaissance. Mars Dance stopped to nothing in the last furlong or so. And Indian Tigers tailed off, leaders approaching the turn into the straight. 5 of them separated by 4 lengths. Della Casa still in front of Let's Go to Vegas, who's gone second just before turning in. Our Wished and Bonte are both being ridden. Regal Renaissance is staying on at the third from home. Della Casa has gone clear, jumped it better than Let's Go to Vegas. Mars Dance and Indian Tiger both pulled up 3 out. Della Casa clear by 4 or 5 lengths, jumping 2 out. Let's Go to Vegas not close. Regal Renaissance plugging on at the 1 pace, then Bonte and Our Wish, but this is Della Casa who jumps the last 8 lengths clear of Let's Go to Vegas, with Regal Renaissance staying on to challenge her for second, but Della Casa has maintained a strong gallop throughout and is now 10 lengths clear and running up towards the line in the hands of Richard Patrick for Clive Bolby Brooks. Della Casa runs out a ready winner. Let's Go to Vegas held on to second from Regal Renaissance. Bonte and Are Wished were the other finishers.
The first win on the British for Della Casa for Clive Bolby Brooks and Richard Patrick, and a big price here and a bit of an upset, and this horse was very straightforward, jumped nicely.
It's gone up £6 for that. Step Up and Trip, where it ran pretty decent the 2 runs back for behind Destroy the Evidence, and even behind Mertebre was a bit of a hike in class to the class 2, back to class 3. That's 2. The third one in my tracker was Lilith. It won for us before, but I'm going with Walking Clover. Might do a reverse forecast with Walking Clover and Lilith. Walking Clover needs to settle. That's the only thing about it. And if we look 2 runs back, in Cheltenham, well, even if you look at back in Cheltenham when it ran a 2 mile, it was behind, only 3 lengths behind Triple Trade. And last October, it was only 11 lengths behind Al Dancer and a 2-horse race, Outlaw Pete. But in Cheltenham, in the 15th of December, it was at the back the whole way, never settled until, I don't think it settled until 2 out. And Lilith was in the same race. And we gave it what? £4. We're only giving it 2 tomorrow. But just take a look at it, a couple of snippets of the race. That's it here, towards the back, right? Watch the way it pulled his head the whole way.
Creek, the green sleeves and cap. Brianna Rose and the noseband is wide, ahead of Mad About Sally the
It's back to the last now, number 4.
And then Petticoat, Lucy, Royal Margot, and the still keen-going Walking Clover. Harry Skelton with a tight hold of her head at the back of the field.
We'll speed it up a little.
Dispute 5th place, just in behind Punya Amint.
It's still last, pulling the head of itself.
Rose, Eureka Creek, still back to Mad About Sally, Petticoat.
Largely Lilith at the running.
It was no wonder the effort petered out, because it pulled the neck of itself into up to the second last. If it ran then in a race since, it ran in American Mike. Well, American Mike beat Factified as well, but it was never put into the race by Paul Townend the day it ran in Navan. I mean, it was right by the road the whole way. So someone said it's not going. And we put up Field Door for the Ryanair at 33-1. That's into about 12-1 now. And training well for it. New owners, but same yard. And in that bet as well, but in Howling Mad Murdoch, But I see that that's not entered in the per Thames. It must have got injured because it had qualified and it won very snug that day. I also mentioned Ashrow Diamond at 9-1 for the Mares. It's second favourite now, 9-2 or something. But it'll be if Lossiemouth goes, it'll be, well, she should put it up to it because Lossiemouth has to stay the 2.5. But it looks to be they reckon it's a steering job for Lossiemouth. But if Constitution Hill doesn't run, they may switch. I don't know. I suggest as well Facile Vega for the Turners at 8-1. That was when it was. The reason I didn't put up that was at the time I never thought it was going to be an Arkle horse. I thought it was going to be a Turner's horse to suit it better. I think it's into 7-2, 4-1 now in place on 3s. And I mentioned Cocoa Beach for the cross country, and Limerick Lace when it was 10-1. We won it at that time. And I mentioned that it would be going each way better for the Mares. It was 10s at the time. I think it's 5s now or behind Dino Blue. So there are some. There's one other one I couldn't remember it, and I was looking back through my bets today, and I can't know what it was. If I find it, I will. I did say earlier in the year, of course, that Gallopin de Champs for the Gold Cup was one of probably my favourite horse in training. Anyway, I'll get this into the oven. So bash the bookies over and out.